this year under the impression that Solidarity is one unified movement, and yet it has many different factions. Could you very briefly describe to us what these different factions are and which one you belong to?
Solidarity as a union, on the level union, still is unified. There is what is new. This is development of political differentiation. Still, we are in between political parties and a trade union. People start to divide themselves onto right and left, but they belong to the same union. What it means? It means that up to now there was right and left. People who were for very conservative reforms in Poland, they were inside Solidarity as well as left. Now, right is either they resign from the participation inside Solidarity, they try to organize their own political groups, clubs. Still, this is not parties, but clubs, propagandist groups. There is, for example, Union of Realpolitik by Mr. Korwin-Mikke, quite conservative. Type of propaganda close to British Tories. It's kind of strange because they are very poor members of the Tories. It's first time when I see conservatives who have no chance to be even middle class, but they won't. They have good wishes. There are some more or less Christian organizations, and this is again divided. There is very fundamentalist wing, and there is also something which is interesting, and this is around Common Weekly. The progressive wing of Christian hierarchy organized that newspaper. They try to oppose fundamentalism rise of fundamentalism in Poland, and also they try to organize Christian democracy, kind of party more on left than German call Christian democracy, because Poland is more poor, so general everything is more or left, but they have such direction. In future it might be quite big organization. I belong to left wing of Solidarity, which is those who are interested in different projects of reforms from below. It's very divided today. There are some people who defend the program of self-managed republic from 1881 of Solidarity. Some of them say that the reality changed already, and still we have to oppose bureaucracy, which is growing very sharply, but economic situation changes, so we have to write new program. For example, there are people who say that the best idea to oppose bureaucracy is to have workers shareholding, ESOPs, like in here. Some of them say no, it has to be within national industry. There are people who want to organize political party, Polish Socialist Party, which has been before the Second War. I don't believe that it will succeed. Poland won't go back 50 years back to these realities. I think that it will be a new type of Labour Party. I don't know what kind of. We'll see. And there is also fundamentalist current, which is trying to find a big savior and to save the society, but this is another story.
We've heard a lot here in the West about the fall of communism or the failure of communism or whatever. But as I hear you speak, and as I hear you talk about what you oppose or what you resist, you don't talk about a particular ideology, you talk about bureaucracy. Is that what you see as the problem? Not one of ideology, but of a system that's gotten so big that it's out of control?
Well, guess what was the most popular bestseller in Poland this year? Book. My Life of Trotsky. it's the biggest, really bestseller in Poland. There was private enterprise which decided to publish it. They produced 30,000 copies. Poland is a small country, so it's quite a big number of those books. They sold it during 3 days, and people were struggling inside bookstores in order to get it. So they made second edition. It's been sold within 1 week, and now they just keep going the production. Still, it's very difficult to find that book in Poland. They are going to produce luxury edition of works of Trotsky. It shows something. Then there were opinion polls about Poland among workers, about what do they think about what kind of ownership they would prefer. 36% prefer to have national industry because they feel more secure in there. 32% of them say that less evil than private or bureaucratic ownership is workers' shareholding or ESOP or whatever. 12% they don't know. 12% would like to have would like to work in private and enterprises. The rest just they don't know. Again, it shows something.
Why are they so opposed or afraid of capitalism?
Well, I think that every human being is afraid of empty stomach. And the problem is that you are living, you just can't even imagine how lucky you are living in the US. You should just travel a bit and see the common standards of living. 2/3 of humanity don't have food enough. 2/3. And there is only 7 well-developed countries all over the world. People are starving, they have no chances to have food. Almost all over the third world, these governments are not democratic. They are killing people. Up to recently, for example, in Latin America, when you tried to organize a trade union, they were killing, and they keep it going up to now. There is such danger in Eastern Bloc too. And imagine yourself today that 7 very well developed, rich countries, more or less, because some of them have the problem of budget, but more or less they are quite rich. And within the ocean of hungry people. And I think that one day those hungry people will start to knock the door to those rich houses. And it might be very dangerous in our civilization. So better is to look for another ways. And this is of course not true that left is so dangerous. I mean, the US government, Mr. Bush, comparing to your president from 100 years ago, is quite leftist. He is. There is intervention of the state in sectors which 100 years was impossible. So all the world is moving to the left, more or less. The US are a little bit backward, Europe is more forward, but it's changing. Either we will survive, or we won't, either we will change something, or we will not survive the 21st century. It's simple.